Brothers, I come before you today with a moment of catharsis. This is just a feel good story of one of these obnoxious, loud nuisance streamers, ExtraEmily, being kicked out of a restaurant. Now, I love these clips. I do. And so I want to share them with you. Now, I've made this abundantly clear over the years. I hate streamer and content creator culture because it treats regular people as though they're background NPCs in the main star's show. This person walks in, films himself, acts like a retard, and everyone else has to accommodate them. I've never been a fan of this. And everyone treats the people around them as though they should just have to endure your problem making or your insufferable over the top persona because you're putting on a show for people. Well, that's fine if you're in your room or you're in a place that's been designated for that. But if people are just sitting there trying to enjoy their food, why the hell should they have to sit there and listen to you be an insufferable, annoying twit? If I'm paying money for a meal, I just want to enjoy it. Now, there are exceptions for that. Like if a kid is crying in the restaurant and the mother is trying to console them, obviously I'm going to understand, okay, look, the kid, if it's a baby, if it's an infant, if it's hungry, it's trying to communicate, it can't really do that. We as human beings have the ability to differentiate between different types of noises, and we have the ability to say, okay, well, the baby can't really control itself. And if the mother is doing her best to calm the kid, we're not going to get mad at that. But if you have a grown adult that walks into a restaurant and films itself saying things like this and going, oh God, I really wanted to, and like puts their finger in the air, like, oh my God. We're going to watch this clip, but I got to tell you, ExtraEmily is working her way up on one of my least favorite content creators on any platform. Not only because she picked up a gun at Miskiv's house, didn't know if there was one in the chamber, and yet looked down the barrel like she was checking to see if there was a bullet by looking down the barrel, and then aimed it at Miskiv and went pew, pew, pew. Now, I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate. I own a lot of guns. I love guns. I think that they're great. I also am a huge proponent of gun safety, learning the rules and etiquette around guns and handling. And, if I ever pick up a gun, I'm going to check to make sure that the magazine is either full or empty. And I'm going to check to see if there's one in the, if there's one in the slide. I want to make sure that the gun is completely and totally safe. But even then, I'm not going to aim it at anyone because one of the major rules for gun ownership and gun handling is you don't aim it at people. You don't put your finger on the trigger. Like, these are basic things that I think should be required if you're going to handle a firearm. I just do. I think that gun safety is incredibly important. And this girl violated all those rules and basically made a toy out of a deadly weapon. And also, she's the chick that ran the red light because she was too busy engaging with chat. So yeah, there are a lot of different things that ExtraEmily has done and said, and I find her annoying. I find her obnoxious, and you're going to see why. And by the way, one of the things about being a content creator is most of these people, they say or do things in order to ingratiate themselves to other people because they want to be invited to the parties. They want to be part of the group. There's some kind of like mass gathering where there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on it. They want to be in on that. I don't want anything from these people, which is why I can be brutally honest. I'm not looking for them to email me to collab. I'm not looking for them to offer me money. I'm not looking for sponsorship deals. I don't want to be part of their org. I don't want anything from them, which means that I can be as honest as humanly possible. Whereas a lot of other content creators, including Tectone and Asmongold, they can't be honest. And the reason is because they exist within the circle. It's not a knock on them. It's just a reality of our different perspectives and how we address this. There are certain things that you just can't do if you're part of the system, and even though you may be on the outside, you're still an outsider insider. I made this explanation that somebody like Tectone is still inside, even though he's on the periphery. But I am completely and totally removed from that system. I have no connections to that system at all, which is why I can be as honest as I want to be about Maya and her ridiculous charity, Alveus Sanctuary, where they basically raised money for themselves during the Texas flood instead of helping other people. I can be honest about ExtraEmily. I can be honest about NMPLOL in a way that other people just can't. But anyway, without further ado, let's watch ExtraEmily get kicked out of this restaurant and then just be so surprised.
You want to go there with camera?
Oh, so Sire, I'm visiting from America and I've never had Nando's before and I've heard some great things, like to get the medium quarter pound or something. And I wanted to, document my amazing experience here at Nando's.
Yeah, but be quiet. This is restaurants. You
Okay.
can't go there without be asking people. It's not allowed.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go and eat, you can go and eat, but take a camera. No, it's not allowed.
Okay. Okay, no problem. I will go somewhere else.
Okay,
Have a great day.
Yeah, so actually, I didn't pre-watch that. She wasn't really kicked out. The guy told her, which is the most normal thing in the world, hey, you're being too loud. If you want to come in here and eat, turn that off and eat. And she's like, oh, well, perchance, I will go eat somewhere else. Like the world is a stage for you. Those people should have to endure your obnoxious, baby-brained imbecile commentary while they're trying to enjoy their food. Really. And the thing is, there have been people, whenever I comment on a content creator, there's always inevitably going to be people that email me and say, well, you're only criticizing them for this reason. Some people will probably say, well, it's because she's a woman. Well, partially maybe that's true. Or because she's Asian or anything like that. When I comment on people who are black, I get the, oh, you're racist and, all that sort of stuff. The reality is that being a nuisance streamer knows no race and it knows no gender. I was absolutely mortified when Logan Paul, was it Logan Paul? One of the Paul brothers. I don't know. They're not important enough for me to remember which one is which. But I think it was Logan Paul went to Japan. And I know when I mention Japan, people think of the suicide forest. The suicide forest was the exclamation point on an entire trip that was one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever seen. Because Logan Paul went there and treated it as though it were like an amusement park. And he treated people there like shit. I remember specifically, Logan Paul went to, he was at like this stall, and he bought this fish. And he bought the fish, and he was waving it around after he bought it. Woo, I got this fish. And he's crossing the street, and there's this taxi. And Logan Paul puts the fish on the trunk of the taxi. Like, guys, I'm putting the fish on the taxi. And I mean, he puts it on the taxi, and the guy drives away. I will always remember that just absolutely subhuman, like 60 IQ brained move, where you're going to a foreign country and you're engaging with their culture, but you're treating it like it's some sort of video game, and then you're just going to be a problem for everyone. You're treating it like it's Grand Theft Auto. I wish that the Japanese government would have arrested Logan Paul, and that would have solved a lot of problems for a lot of people, including CryptoZoo. But the fact is, these streamers, they think that they should be able to just do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and the rest of the world are NPCs. They just have to go along and get along with whatever they're doing. Now, I'm going to play this again so that you really get a full scope of how irritating and annoying this person is.
You want to go there with camera?
Oh, so Sire, I'm visiting from America and I've never had Nando's before, and I've heard some great things, like to get the medium quarter pound or something. And I wanted to, document my amazing experience here at Nando's.
Yeah, but be quiet. This is restaurant.
Be quiet. This is restaurant. Yeah, even this guy gets it. Even this guy gets it. Yeah, be quiet. This is a restaurant. Oh, but hey, perchance, I was thinking of the medium. Like, who the fuck, bitch? Shut your fucking mouth. What the hell gives you the right to be such an obnoxious retard and to film yourself doing it? And that's why you're being so obnoxious. If the camera weren't on, you wouldn't be behaving in that way. It's a bad example for your audience. It's a bad experience for the people around you. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Stop putting on this act when you're around other people that have to deal with you. The most basic thing in the world, humaning 101. How to be a human in society. Don't go around filming yourself and act like a retard for attention. ExtraEmily, I believe in you. I believe that you have the ability not to be a retard. But what it's going to require is you to humble yourself and realize that the world is not a show for you to basically make everyone a part of. And by the way, ExtraEmily, here's some other advice. If somebody tells you to get a job, your response should not be, I make more money than you ever will in your lifetime. Because if this is how you earn your money, I put you maybe a step above an OnlyFans whore. A girl that sells their body, sells, their butthole on the internet for like $3.99 a month. I put you maybe a step above that. You are a nuisance streamer. You are an irritant. Horny guys give you money because you're part of a certain friend group. And because you're a girl on the internet. You look like a 3 out of 10, but on the internet to these horny freaks, you're maybe a 7. But you think that gives you the right to treat other people so disrespectfully. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't. And this guy was absolutely right to tell you to shut the fuck up and respect the fact that it's a restaurant and there are other people.
You
Okay.
can't go there without be asking people. It's not allowed.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go and eat, you can go and eat, but take.
If you want to eat, then come in here and eat. Like this guy, this guy is reality. And notice how she drops the baby brain imbecile persona the moment that she gets a little dose of reality. The guy is not kicking her out. Like, all right, let's escort this ExtraEmily lady out. No, he's saying, be quiet. Like, this is a restaurant. If you want to eat, eat. Like, if you want to eat, but don't do this shit. And watch how she responds. It's shocking.
Take a camera, no, it's not allowed.
Okay, no problem. I will go somewhere else.
Okay,
Have a great day.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I go to a different one.
You want to go?
Yeah, maybe I go to a different one where they allow me to harass regular people just trying to eat their meal. Yeah. Instead of turning off the camera for a little bit, no, I'm going to go somewhere else where they let me harass people. Oh, great. Great. Another set of victims. Like, I understand. The reason why my contempt for this is so high is because people are living their normal lives. Maybe some people are like, you know what? I saved up enough money. I'm going to go out to eat for dinner. It's a special treat for me. Maybe they do it once a week. Maybe they do it once a month. And they want to go and they want to enjoy a meal. Maybe it's not the fanciest restaurant, but maybe it's their favorite restaurant. And they go there and they're about to enjoy the meal. And all of a sudden they hear, "Hi guys, perchance I may be interested in trying one of your medium burgers, yeah, per se. Oh boy, chat, what do you think about that?" I'd be like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up." You are breaking the social contract. You are breaking the social order. You can very quietly go in there and be like, "Yeah, I would like to order like this and this and this." And then you can take your food and go to the car and sit in the car and you can yap as much as you want. But when you're in a restaurant, when you're in public, there's certain social behaviors that we really need to reinforce. And this guy did it. Good on him. Good on him for not reinforcing her bad behavior. You know, the only thing really shocking about this video is that she didn't look to the guy and say, "I make more money than you do in your entire life." Anyway, brothers, I wanted to highlight the story. It's a feel-good story. She got kicked out. Not really. She just got told, "Hey, could you please be a little more quiet and turn off the streaming and like order food like a normal person?" "Oh, I don't think so. I will go somewhere else perchance." And then she leaves and goes somewhere else, and a whole other group of people have to endure this sort of baby-brained imbecile behavior. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time.